All right, all right. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Hot Seat Automotive Podcast. It is your buddy CJ here, and tonight we're talking about all things automotive industry, the car guy hobby, cars, all the things that them real gearheads love talking about. Real gearhead talk. You know what it is, folks. This is the place to be for all that real gearhead talk, and we have a lot of fun doing it. Give me a like and subscribe. If you're new around here, guys, if you're a car guy, if you're a truck guy, heck, if you're into anything with four wheels and an engine or a motor, this is the place to be. Guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Let's get right into it. Tonight, something a bit different. I want to talk about kind of something cool that has historical significance in the transportation industry, that has automotive ties, that also has some pretty significant aviation ties. So, guys, let's get right into it. What are we talking about here tonight? Look at this. The mobile lounge system at the Washington Dulles International Airport. Are you kidding me? Originally conceived in the late 1950s, the dawning of the jet age in America. What an incredible, mind-blowing time and era in aviation history, in transportation history. Can you imagine coming out of World War II with the advent of this new revolutionary jet aircraft technology and the initial jet airliners, the Boeing 707, the Douglas DC-8, okay? How were these airports going to accommodate all of these new jet setters and travelers taking advantage of these new, faster, larger, more reliable jet aircraft? Think about it, going from these old legacy airfields, right, for the first 50 years of the commercial aviation industry with these smaller propeller piston driven aircraft. Are you kidding me? Pivoting into the jet age where the aircraft are just much larger, much faster, accommodating more passengers. How are we going to move all these people through the airport? And a very innovative design. Did you know that the Washington Dulles International Airport was really the first airport designed and built by the federal government in the United States with jet aircraft in mind? Jet aircraft by design. Dulles was built for jet aircraft. It was the first airport of its kind. And the design thinking was that rather than have extensions and, dare I say, fingers of different concourses spread out across the airfield and the airport, the idea is let's come up with these massive people movers, the mobile lounges on four wheels, okay, with a capacity somewhere around 100 passengers per vehicle that can actually take passengers from the main terminal out to the various concourses yet to be built, or they can mate directly with aircraft. Really kind of cool and unique. The idea was that rather than have all of the jet aircraft centralized and kind of stacked up around the main terminal or around the main concourses, that you'd actually have kind of small groups or piers, if you will, docked with up to four aircraft or even standalone aircraft spread out across the field originally, so that you could reduce the number of steps that our new jet-setting passengers had to take. Keep in mind, this was kind of a big deal. This was kind of revolutionary. You know, you and I go to the airport, we don't think twice. We jump out of our Uber, whatever. We get through TSA, we get through security, we take the air train, we take the people mover, we walk, whatever it is, right? We take the tunnels at Atlanta Airport or whatever. Listen, this is going back to late 50s, 1960s. None of that existed yet, right? So this innovative, revolutionary design says, let's build these massive people mover vehicles that are an extension of the terminal. Think of the mobile lounges really as a piece of the airport infrastructure on four wheels that could move parts of the airport. Kind of cool, right? Moving these lounges, these comfortable lounges, right? With our, early 1960s jet-setting aircraft passenger, move them right out to their aircraft or move them out to this other small concourse or to a smaller group of docked aircraft. Kind of cool, right? So that was the design. A bit more on the technical aspects of these. Let's look at another photo, shall we? So check this photo out. I actually took this the other day at Dulles. It was raining. So, not a great photo for various reasons. Enough about that. You get the idea. There are actually two major variants of the mobile lounge out at Dulles. If you keep your eyes peeled, you'll spot the subtle differences. One is the one that I just showed you, which kind of has a flat roof. This variant is known as the Planemate, which came a few years later, later into the 1960s. The primary difference is you'll see the two fins on top of the Planemate. This accounts primarily, as I understand it, for sort of a screw jack system that goes up through those two fins, those two protrusions from the roof, and provides sort of screw jack functionality to lift the entire body of the Planemate, of the mobile lounge, up to the respective height of either the terminal, the concourse, or an aircraft, right? The original mobile lounges with the flat top design have more of a scissor lift system from underneath. So that's one dead giveaway. Currently out at Dulles, they have a fleet of about 50 of these. Keep in mind, these went into service in the early to mid to late 1960s. So when you get on one of these mobile lounges out at Dulles, you're actually literally riding around in a piece of aviation history, and for that matter, transportation history, which I claim is kind of cool. I've been on the mobile lounges before. And the vehicle that you're on dates back like 60 years, which is just kind of mind blowing. They recently approved back in 2023, like $160 million renovation and rehabilitation program for these. These mobile lounges will likely be in service for the next 2 decades. Think about that. They're going to have like an 80-year run, right? There is an air train, an aero train out at Dulles, but it's not complete yet. So right now they are still reliant on this fleet of mobile lounges, which they're keeping running. Originally manufactured by Chrysler and the Bud Company, originally powered by gasoline engines, converted to diesel. We're looking at Cummins turbo diesels, I believe, right now. They are not all-wheel drive. They are all-wheel steering, although the rear wheels lock. Okay. Refurbishment will bring them new engines and drivetrain upgrades and HVAC upgrades that'll make them more comfortable, more fuel efficient, more reliable, easier to maintain. Listen, a couple of other interesting things. They'll do about 20, 25 miles per hour. Okay. Mobile lounges weigh around 76,000 pounds each. So they're heavy. Guys, think about it though. You might ask yourself the question, why would Dulles Airport still have these in service? And think about the cost and the infrastructure investment to replace these. I mean, you're going to measure that in billions, right? Versus the millions being spent to keep them operating. Each year, multi-million-dollar budget to keep the mobile lounges in operation versus billions in infrastructure upgrades that will eventually happen. Listen, as the airlines, United and others, continue to invest in Dulles, and as Dulles gets grants and gets funding, I think we can be confident that the airport will continue to evolve. And at some point, they'll inevitably sunset these really cool mobile lounges, but we're probably looking at another 2 decades of service. Other advantages of the mobile lounges that I want to talk about, just a couple of things. Why don't we take a look at another view first, though? Another look at the front of a mobile lounge, and this, as you can tell, does not have the fins on top, so it's one of the original mobile lounges, right? With that scissor lift. What I'll say is really cool things. Not only can these transport passengers directly from the main terminal out to the concourses, but can also transport passengers to and from aircraft. These things can mate with aircraft. And think about some of the applications. One, for VIPs. Two, how about for quarantine? If an international flight is coming in with, heaven forbid, some sort of infection or medical situation going on that warrants a quarantine, passengers could potentially be quarantined on a mobile lounge. The other thing, it enables flexibility for the airport to be able to take passengers directly from an aircraft or from a gate to customs for processing. So you're getting a lot of flexibility with the mobile lounge that when they're gone will be lost. Now, newer designs and the advent after Dulles was built of the jet bridge, the jetway, the jet bridge, the air trains, that type of thing, other more progressive designs, dare I say, came later and really took hold in modern airport design over the decades. Now, that's not to say that Dulles was the only airport that adopted these. These were seen in Canada. These were seen in France. These were seen in Mexico, other airports in the U.S., but not to the extent that they've ever been deployed at Washington Dulles. And at Dulles is pretty much, to my knowledge, just about the only airport in the world where you're going to see dozens of mobile lounges in service every day. And it's kind of cool and it's kind of striking. And when you first see them, you say, wow, what the heck is that thing? Right? Is that a funny looking airplane? Is it a giant bus? No, it's a mobile lounge. The mobile lounges at Dulles Airport, guys, historically significant in transportation, historically significant in aviation, but then also with its ties to Chrysler and to Cummins Diesel, okay, and the Bud Company, okay, moving people at airports with vehicles with four wheels, up to 100 passengers. What do you think, guys? I find this stuff fascinating. I hope you guys do too. When people ask me about our hobby, guys, and what I'm interested in, I'll always say anything with four wheels and an engine. But really, there's more to our hobby than that, right? The relation between the automotive industry and the transportation industry at large, or the aviation industry. I mean, it's kind of cool to think about and to reflect on. So hopefully you guys share my passion and enthusiasm for anything with four wheels and an engine, including the mobile lounges at Washington Dulles Airport. Now, my ask of you, next time you're traveling in the greater Washington, D.C., Virginia area, and you happen to go through Dulles, check out the mobile lounges. Hopefully you get to take a ride on one. Let me know what your experience is. Let me know what you think. Did I miss anything? Did I miss any of the details on the mobile lounges? A lot of aviation geeks, car and truck geeks, and automotive geeks out there. I know who you are. Leave me those comments. I'd love to hear from you. Listen, guys, safe travels anywhere you end up. Give me a like and subscribe. Give me those comments. I'd love to hear from you. Your buddy CJ loves and appreciates each and every one of you. Until I see you on the next one, peace.